Can we just talk about the fact that this month's haul is literally this high when stacked next to me sitting down? Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Emma and today I'm giving you guys my April book haul. Now, my April book haul has 37 books in it. I bought some books this month. It was my birthday, so a lot of my lovely friends had sent me books, and I got a ton of books from publishers, and I'm so grateful for all of the books that I got this month, but I would be lying to you if I was saying I wasn't terrified to show you how many freaking books I have this month. This month I did a books for trade with the lovely Kate on Twitter, so thank you so much, Kate, for sending me a copy of City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the original UK edition, and in previous months I had hauled the original City of Bones, but I of course needed the City of Ashes to complete my set. I'm really excited to have it. It's in perfect condition, and Kate, thank you so much for being so accommodating with all of the little problems we encountered over our time of trading, but I'm super excited to have it and add it to my collection. Let's be honest, is it really a haul on my channel if there isn't a Cassandra Clare book in here? Now, at the end of February, there was a book signing I really wanted to attend with a ton of great authors. I was really looking forward to seeing, but I had a test that I couldn't get out of, so my very best friend, Michael from Michael Book Line, picked up a copy of Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. Susan Dennard was obviously one of the authors at the signing, so she signed it for Emma. Darkness is not always foe, Susan Dennard. This is the second book in the Truth Witch series. I loved the first book. It's a great high fantasy series if that's something you're interested in. This book came out either in January or February, but I'm really excited to have it, so thank you so much, Michael, for going through all the trouble of getting me this book. Now we are heading into the section of this haul, which is my book haul, which are the books that I bought. I have 6 of them, and I know you guys probably can't tell by the size of my recent hauls, but I have been slowing down on book buying, but I have 6 new ones. The first is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, and this is the Netflix series cover. I do have my own copy of 13 Reasons Why that was sent to me a long time ago, and I listened to it on audiobook this month, so I will be talking about the actual book of 13 Reasons Why on my channel very soon. I just fell so in love with the Netflix series and the book that I had to buy the movie cover, which is not something I frequently do, so you know it's special. I loved 13 Reasons Why. I loved the show so much, and if you would like to check out my discussion on it, that's 30 minutes long. That's in the description below. But I'm very happy that I have a second edition of the novel. It's just something that's like very special to me, and I'm really excited that I got the opportunity to read the book, watch the show, and get another additional copy this month. The next book I bought in the month of April is 10 Things I Can See From Here by Carrie Mack. This is a book you might have seen me talk about in my 2017 mental health fiction releases video. I have definitely been anticipating reading 10 Things I Can See From Here. From what I know, it features an LGBTQ+ relationship between 2 girls. The main character also deals with anxiety, and after our protagonist's mom has moved away, she is forced to go and move in with her father, who is a struggling addict. Sounds very diverse, definitely something that I would be interested in reading, and I've been hearing rave reviews from those who have read it. It definitely seems like a book that is right up my alley to what I'm reading at the moment, so I'm super glad I'm adding it to my collection. Next on this haul is The Sword of Summer, which is the first book in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series by Rick Riordan. I actually had hauled The Hammer of Thor a couple of months ago before I even had the first book in the series. Around the release of the second book, it was sent to me by Disney Hyperion, but I decided, of course, I need to have the first one in order to start on this epic series. I have not read anything from Rick Riordan since I read the Percy Jackson series probably like 2.5 years ago now, maybe more. I have decided that this summer I would really like to start the Magnus Chase series, especially because this is one of my books for my diversity bingo board. Everyone in the community loves Rick Riordan. I love Rick Riordan, so I'm excited to continue on with some of his other books. Next book on this haul is Far From You by Tess Sharp. This is a book I have been trying to haul all year long. I've just been putting off buying it for no apparent reason because I know I'm going to love it, and I've really wanted to have it so it's accessible to read. Far From You is another book that I picked out for Diversity Bingo this year. From what I can tell, it features a bisexual main character who also suffers from chronic pain, and she's also addicted to drugs. And so if what I've heard is correct, I believe the main character's best friend has been murdered, and so with all of these things that our main character is carrying, she goes off after the murderer to avenge her best friend's death. It sounds super fantastic, and it's absolutely a book I'm planning on reading in the coming months. Also, fun fact, I kind of damaged it and bent it while trying to film that thumbnail, which only featured half of these books because I couldn't hold them all, but yep, this is a scar of war. So in the month of April, I did go to New York City quite a few times, although none of them were actually for book signings, which is my normal trek into the city. On one of those trips, I went into Manhattan with my mom, and I was able to show her some of my favorite bookstores, so of course we stopped at Books of Wonder, and I picked up The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is a book that I had read either 1 or 2 months ago, and I really, really loved it, but I had only had an ARC from BA of last year, so I thought it was time that I pick up a final copy and add it to my shelf. Now, obviously, my book buying temptation is at an all-time critical level when I get into Books of Wonder because they're all signed, so how could I not pick up a book that I loved so much by an author that I was lucky enough to meet for the second time quite a few days ago, and that video will be coming soon. But The Sun Is Also a Star is an absolutely amazing YA contemporary about 2 people who fall in love. One is a Jamaican immigrant and the other is a Korean American, and it takes place over the course of the day where our Jamaican main character is being deported. It's a wonderful read and I would highly recommend it. And the final book that I bought myself in the month of April is none other than the Mortal Instruments official coloring book. If you haven't seen the artwork inside of this thing, it is so beautiful. I am just absolutely in love with Cassandra Jean's artwork. She always has the most beautiful, beautiful photos, and I cannot wait to start coloring in them. This is actually the first book in years that I have gone to Barnes & Noble the day of to pick it up, so I'm very excited to have it. I can't wait to start coloring in it, and it's just another great addition to my shelf, which I no longer have any room for because there are just too many editions of City of Bones on there. Alrighty, so let us move on to my birthday book haul, in which a few very lovely, lovely friends and viewers had sent me some books out of the kindness of their hearts. So if you guys sent me a book, thank you so, so much. The first is When We Collided by Emery Lloyd, which was sent to me by Whitney from Whitney Novels. So thank you so much, Whitney, for sending me this book that I have been dying to read for a super long time. Whitney had posted on Twitter that she was trying to trade some books, and I was like, I am definitely interested in When We Collided because I never had a final copy of it, and she was like, here you go, happy birthday. So thank you so much, Whitney. But When We Collided is a book that has been recommended to me over and over and over again. I've had so many friends rave about it, so I'm super excited to have it now. I have heard that there is a mental health aspect to this book, which even sells me more. Regardless, I'm really looking forward to reading this book, and I hope it lives up to the hype that all my friends have been pushing onto me for so long. The next book was sent to me by Megan from Megan Precourt, so thank you so, so much, Megan, for sending me a copy of Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. I probably butchered that name, I'm really sorry. This is a very, very tiny book. I believe it is like magical realism, which isn't personally my cup of tea, but the fact that it is so tiny and probably really easy to get through, as well as the fact that it features an asexual main character, which is not something that I have personally read about before, I've been really interested in this novel. I really don't know much about the actual plot of this book. I believe it has something to do with like kind of like a Neverland-esque children missing but all come together in this one magical place. Not entirely sure, but nonetheless, it's a very, very interesting novel to me, and I've heard great reviews from a lot of people, so it seems like it's going to be a very worthwhile read. The next book on my birthday book haul was sent to me by Lindsay, so thank you so much, Lindsay, for sending me a copy of Highly Logical Behavior by John Corey Whaley. I have been wanting to read this book for over a year now, a really, really long time at this point, but for some reason I never picked up a copy, so thank you so much, Lindsay, for actually putting it in my hands. Highly Logical Behavior is another mental health novel that deals with a main character who suffers from agoraphobia, which is a mental illness that renders the afflicted unable to go outside. But Highly Logical Behavior has been on my TBR for so, so long, so I'm extremely excited to dive into it this summer, so thank you so much, Lindsay, for actually giving me a book that I have been dying to read. Next 4 books in this haul are also from Michael Book Lion, who was my very best friend, and he sent me a couple of books for my birthday. The first being A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Clues. This book keeps being sold to me as something similar to The Infernal Devices, which is something I've had so much trouble finding before, so I'm really excited for it. My mom is actually currently in the middle of it, and she is just loving it, so it definitely motivates me to read it, especially with Michael telling me to read it for like a year now. It's a fantasy novel that takes place during Victorian London. It deals with magic and sorceresses and demons, and it just definitely sounds like something I'd be interested in reading. And this month, Michael also graciously gave me the new bindings of the Hogwarts Library, which is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Quidditch Throughout the Ages, and the Tales of Beetle the Bard. I saw these books in Barnes & Noble at the end of March, and I thought they were so beautiful. I have been dying to have the full Hogwarts Library set, and like what better way to have them than with all of these pretty covers. And so Michael decided to be very kind and get me all of them, which I am very, very grateful for. So thank you so much, Michael. I'm super excited to finish reading them because I have only read The Tales of Beetle the Bard, but I would love to dive into Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, especially with the film franchise and Quidditch Throughout the Ages. So thank you so much, Michael, for these awesome books for my birthday. The next 2 books on my birthday book haul were sent to me by Gabby, so thank you so much, Gabby, for sending me a copy of Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde, as well as The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Gabby had sent me Queens of Geek because it was one of her most recent favorite reads, which is not surprising because I have heard so many great things about it, and it is definitely a book that I have been dying to read myself. I think this book truly holds everything you could possibly want. It takes place at a geeky convention setting. We have 2 main characters. One of them is LGBT and is like a famous actress that is coming to this convention in order to restore her reputation. The other main character is somebody with autism who also has anxiety and is looking to reach out of her shell during this convention. So I'm super pumped to read it. I have heard fabulous, fabulous things about Queens of Geek. All my friends have been raving about it. It definitely seems like a book I'm going to really enjoy. So it's one I am hoping to pick up very soon. So thank you so much, Gabby. And with The Night Circus, that's a book that she wanted to send me that was off of my wish list, which has definitely been on there for a long time. I have been dying to read The Night Circus. I pass it every single day in Barnes & Noble when I go, and I'm like, will today be the day I buy it? Nope, guess not, which is why I'm so grateful to actually have a copy thanks to Gabby. A lot of you guys know that I have a severe love for circus arts, and I'm always dying to read more books about the circus, so The Night Circus is definitely the one that has obviously been recommended to me over and over and over again. I've been really motivated to read it, especially recently, so I'm definitely excited to have it, so thank you so much, Gabby, for those 2 awesome books that you sent me for my birthday. I am super grateful. The final book on my birthday book haul was sent to me by Christina, so thank you so much, Christina, for sending me a copy of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. The super exciting thing about this is it's in Swedish. Christina is from Sweden, and she very kindly sent me her own personal copy of City of Bones, which was like too much as it is, but I'm super grateful. As many of you may know, I have this kind of collection of different editions of City of Bones going on. This marks my 10th copy, my 3rd language edition of City of Bones, which is extremely special to me, and I'm always going to treasure them, especially with Christina sending me her own copy that is just like the best gift I could receive. I would love to actually be able to read them in Swedish one day, considering I also have a Swedish heritage in my family. I'm super excited to add it to my collection. It means so much to me. So thank you so much, Christina, for sending me this book, as well as all of the other goodies that were in your package. Also this month, Jillian had sent me a book for my birthday, so thank you so much, Jillian. And that book is City of Bones, but this isn't one that I can read because inside she has folded the pages to say my name. I think this is super cool. I've never had a folded book page before, so having one that is my name that was handmade by Jillian is super sweet. So thank you so much, Jillian, for this lovely birthday gift. We're almost done. Not really, there's a ton of books left. Now we are moving into the publisher side of this haul, which has a ton of books on them, so I'm gonna try and go through them very quickly. But the first is actually a quick little unboxing I have for you guys that was sent to me by Howard Books from Simon & Schuster, so thank you so much for this awesome swag box. Inside we have this really awesome mask that is super cute and definitely something I could see myself using for all kinds of costuming purposes. It also came with a wax sealed letter, which is always such a nice touch, and I love wax sealed letters. It's essentially just a letter from them thanking me for being a part of the campaign, so thank you so much for sending me this awesome box. There is this old painting of a woman on a postcard, as well as this little dragon tattoo. Unfortunately, my camera is not focusing the way I would like it to, but they also have these 2 adorable little bookmarks. One is of a girl in a beautiful dress with a mask, which I'm assuming is a reference to this mask, and a boy, so I'm gonna assume these are the 2 main characters of the books I'm about to show you. So the real meat of this unboxing is the book that was sent to me, which is Firstborn, the sequel to Progeny by Tosca Lee. So the Progeny series is a supernatural thriller that follows a girl named Emily Porter who finds out that she has the ability to control the minds of others, and her memories can be stolen and used for evil. She's being hunted, she's on the run, and now she has to start piecing together her past to make sense of all of these things that she has never known about herself. It sounds like a super exciting fantasy series that I'm definitely planning on starting very soon. So of course, thank you so much to Howard Books for sending me these 2 awesome books, as well as all of the different swag items. And Firstborn, the second book in the Progeny series, actually came out today, May 2nd, of the day of me filming this. So that is very exciting. Thank you so much, Howard Books, for sending me these 2 awesome books. I'm excited to add to my collection. This month, Soho Teen so kindly sent to me Unearthly Things by Michelle Gagnon. Michelle Gagnon is an author that I actually read a really long time ago in the very first months of me starting to read, where I would just pick up random books at Barnes & Noble and read them. I had no idea she had a new book out, but I'm very thankful that Soho Teen sent it to me because now I can re-experience an author I really enjoyed in a new book. Unearthly Things follows a surfer who has recently lost her parents in a tragic accident, and she has to move all the way across country to San Francisco. The family that she ends up moving in with live a very lavish, luxurious lifestyle, but their house has screams in the night and noises, and it definitely sounds like there's a bit of a haunting going on. And so through the course of her interacting with these new people and getting adjusted to her new life in San Francisco, she finds out the real reason why the Rochesters invited her into their home, because they want something from her. It definitely sounds like the kind of paranormal, supernatural books that I do love to read, so thank you so much, Soho Teen, for sending me Unearthly Things. HMH Teen is another publisher that was very kind to me this month, so thank you so much, HMH Teen, for sending me a copy of Vengeance Road and Retribution Rails by Erin Bauman. Again, I had read from Erin Bauman in the past. She's an author I really enjoyed, and so I have not read Vengeance Road yet, but the newest book, Retribution Rails, is coming out in November. So they sent me the series so far, so of course, thank you so much to HMH Teen. All I really know about Vengeance Road is that it is a Western YA, which is not something we get a lot of. It is essentially about a girl who loses her parents, and in order to find answers, she disguises herself as a boy, and it sounds very cool, very Western, cowboy-y. I believe it may take place during the gold rush, because it says that there are some things that people are willing to do for gold. Sounds like really an interesting story, so thank you so much, HMH Teen, for sending me these books. Retribution Rails, the second book in the Vengeance Road series, comes out on November 7th, so be sure to mark it on your TBRs. The next 2 books were sent to me by Scholastic, so thank you so much for sending me a copy of Kill the Boy Band and No Good Deed by Goldie Moldavsky. I have heard rave reviews about Kill the Boy Band. I don't know anything about it. I've heard a lot of people talking about this book, and it seems to be something a lot of people love, so I think for like a fun contemporary, this would definitely be one of my next reads. And then Goldie Moldavsky has a new book coming out on May 30th, which is No Good Deed, which sounds very interesting because it is about a group of kids who go to Camp Save the World to kind of increase their activism on making a difference in the world. A celebrity ends up going to camp after starting a campaign, and everyone believes that she's only there for the fame, so there is some sabotage, and people are kind of fighting to see who can do the most good, which apparently leads to the most bad. It definitely sounds like a book that is going to be very fun, but also kind of dark is what I'm getting from the synopsis, so it sounds like it's going to be a very interesting balance between the two that I'm really excited for. So thank you so much, Point, for sending me 2 new books I am really interested in reading. This month I also received a surprise package in the mail from an author named Emily Lloyd Jones, who I'd really enjoyed in the past, so it was a total surprise, but thank you so much, Emily, for sending me a copy of The Hearts We Sold. Emily Lloyd Jones is the author of the Elusive series, which is a sci-fi dystopian I loved when I picked it up on random a couple of years ago. It was super fun. So she sent me an arc of her newest book coming out, which is very exciting, so thank you so much, Emily, for the lovely surprise. This sounds like a very interesting novel. It seems to have a paranormal, supernatural vibe, as it deals with a girl who has sold her heart to the devil in order to escape her home life. She ends up joining up with a group of other teens who have also made similar deals, and it just sounds super interesting and innovative. It says on the back that it's perfect for fans of Holly Black and Leigh Bardugo, which is definitely what I'm getting from the synopsis. Sounds like it's gonna be a super great read, so thank you so much, Emily, for sending me a copy of your newest book. The Hearts We Sold comes out in August of 2017, so be sure to mark it on your TBRs, but again, I'm really excited for it, and it was a lovely surprise. Final 2 books from publishers this month. Oh my gosh, we are almost done, even though we have a full other section to go through. Scholastic had also sent me 2 additional books this month, so Scholastic, thank you for being so kind to me, but they sent to me Everland and the newest book in the series, Umberland. Everland is actually a book I received in one of my very first Owl Crate boxes, which is essentially a retelling of Peter Pan. Everland takes place during the London Blitz, when there is a serious plague affecting the country of England, and the Captain Hook is his acronym, is going around snatching children to perform experiments on them in order to find a cure for this plague. So our main character Gwen's sister is stolen and she has to team up with the Lost Boys in order to find her sister and set her free. I've never read a Peter Pan retelling, but it was definitely my absolute favorite Disney movie as a child, so it was already on my TBR as is. Now, Umberland is the sequel to Everland, but if I'm correct, it kind of takes a Lunar Chronicles route with retellings because I am like 99.9% sure that this is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. On the cover, we have a girl with blonde hair in blue and white who has a pocket watch and she is falling, which is very reminiscent of the classic falling down the rabbit hole scene. I didn't read too much of the synopsis because I have not read Everland yet, but I am excited that I have a copy. So I didn't tell for sure, but I did see in the synopsis that there is a Maddox Hatter in there. They travel through an uncharted labyrinth in order to find a certain object, so it definitely sounds like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, which just sounds so great paired with Peter Pan because those were two of my absolute favorites. I'm really, really excited for the series. It sounds like something I'm going to love, and I've heard great reviews of Everland so far. So thank you so much to Scholastic Books for sending me these two awesome books that I am really anticipating reading. So for the final section on this month's book haul, we have the books I have received from subscription services. So in order to bridge the gap between the books I was sent from publishers this month as well as the books that I was sent from subscription services this month, I do have a dual copy. This month, HarperCollins was kind enough to send me a copy of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda and The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. And I did receive a second copy of The Upside of Unrequited in Owl Crate's Head Over Heels April box, which the link to that unboxing will be below if you are interested. HarperCollins had previously sent me an arc of The Upside of Unrequited for me to read and review, so I do have a spoiler-free review on the book. If you are interested, that's also in the description. I personally love Becky Albertalli's books. Both of these are such fun, fluffy, contemporary reads that I would highly recommend if you're in the mood for something fast and lighthearted. But because I do now have an additional copy of The Upside of Unrequited and I have my own copy of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda already, I will be doing a giveaway for these two books. The information to that will be linked in the description below. It is unfortunately US only due to shipping costs at the moment. I'm sorry, I do my best to do international giveaways when I can, but if you're interested in winning this pairing of Becky Albertalli's books, definitely check the link in the description. But of course, thank you so much to Owl Crate and HarperCollins for sending me those awesome books this month. Next, we have my books from Book of the Month Club. I am a Book of the Month Club ambassador on Instagram, so every month they send me a set of books that I'm really excited to share with you guys. The first is Since We Fell by Dennis Lehan. This is a suspense novel about a journalist who, after a mental breakdown, is sucked up into a conspiracy. That's all I could really gauge from the synopsis, but it definitely sounds like my typical adult psychological thriller interest. The next is Women Number 17 by Eden Lepucki. I'm not entirely sure, but this does sound like another kind of suspenseful thriller novel. It is essentially about a successful screenwriter who takes a break from everything in her life just to take care of her children. As a result, she hires a caretaker off of Craigslist, which of course has to be a disaster. And so through the process of this new person living at their home, some kind of secrets get revealed from both sides, whether it is the screenwriter or the caretaker. It sounds like something that is very interesting for me, and I'm really excited to read it. And then we have my favorite book from Book of the Month Club this month, which is The Love Interest by Cale Dietrich. The Love Interest is essentially about these two boys that are a part of the same organization of spies, and their intention is to grow close to very successful people in order to obtain secrets. So the two spies, known as love interests, are going after the same girl, and while the intention is to have this girl fall in love with them for the benefit of the organization, the two love interests, the two boys, end up falling in love with each other. It sounds so epic. I remember being sold on this book the first time I heard the synopsis. It sounds super fantastic, and I am dying to read it. So thank you so much, Book of the Month, for sending me one of my most anticipated reads that I think I have just like picked up through the interwebs in quite a while. But Book of the Month Club did include an extra book this month, which they sent to me, so I am very grateful. But the book is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, which is the author of The Girl on the Train, one of the first adult psychological thrillers that I really enjoyed, so I'm definitely excited for her newest release. If I am understanding the synopsis correctly, I believe it is about this 15-year-old girl whose mother and best friend have been murdered by the same person who may be coming after her next. So again, it's a adult thriller, which are my favorite kind of adult books, and I'm super excited to delve into all of these awesome new suspenseful novels that Book of the Month sent me. So thank you so much to Book of the Month Club. This month I did receive another exciting surprise package from the BookBox Club, which is a company I worked with before, and I really enjoyed what they had to offer. So they sent me a new box this month that was inspired by Beauty and the Beast. If you are interested in checking out all of the rest of the items for their Beauty and the Beast box, which was so beautiful and lovely, and I absolutely love their company, I'll link my Instagram post below. But the book they featured is Hunted by Megan Spooner. This is a retelling of Beauty and and the Beast that I've heard a lot of hype about lately. It's essentially about a girl named Yeva who lives with her sister and her father, and they move to the outskirts of town, which Yeva is really happy about. Yeva is a huntress. She uses a bow and arrow, and as her father disappears, she is hellbent on finding the creature he was obsessed with tracking before his disappearance. I love Beauty and the Beast. I love all the hype around it since the new movie came out. It definitely seems like a book I'm going to really enjoy, so thank you so much to BookBox Club for sending me your April box. And so finally, I have my book from Fairy Loot's April box, and that unboxing will be coming soon, but the book they featured was Given to the Sea by Mindy McGinnis. I've definitely seen this cover before, but I haven't really heard much about it until I was sent it by Fairy Loot. Her main character's name is Kosa, who was born to be fed to the sea, which means essentially she was born to be sacrificed to the sea in order to prevent a wave from wrecking the kingdom. Sounds like a very expansive fantasy novel, and I have heard good things about Mindy McGinnis. I haven't really heard any reviews of Given to the Sea yet, but I'm definitely anticipating reading it, so thank you so much, Fairy Loot, for sending me this, along with the rest of the goodies in your April box. So that is finally it for my April book haul. There were so many great books that were sent to me this month. I am so grateful for all of my friends who sent me books, all of the publishers and subscription boxes that enabled this to be literally my biggest book haul ever. Let me know in the comments of this video if you've read any of these books, if you were interested in them. And as always, let me know your favorite book that you bought or read in the month of April. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new one. Bye!